BBM, kung talagang gusto niya at mahal niya ang Pilipinas, itama mo yan, balansehin mo yan. Because that's the only way for the country to survive in the long run.
With this, hindi ba mas makakabuti po sa Pilipinas na manatiling neutral at magtulak po ng peace dialogue sa halip po na magmukhang kalyado sa isa-isa sa mga nagbamagayang superpower? And with this po, ano kayong alternative na strategy na pwedeng gawin ng Pilipinas para manatiling neutral, ngunit handang ipagtanggol ang soberanya bukod po dito sa pagkiling o sa pag-asa po ng sa military presence ng Estados Unidos sa Pilipinas?
Okay, very good question, Jason. First pala kanina, yung kanina pala nakalimutan ko na may sinabi din tungkol sa tungkol sa yung not only evacuation at yung deployment din ata ng mga military assets sa Pilipinas is connected to the fact na tayo naigigitna sa tinatawag mong great power or major power rivalry in the Asia Pacific. Ang involved diyan ay ang China, ang United States basically. So ang tanong mo, paano natin mai-insulate ang Pilipinas sa ganitong possibilities? Kasi ano to hindi to joke. Ito ay seryosong bagay na kailangan nating isipin at kailangan nating tignan kung paano maiiwasan ng Pilipinas magitna sa mga nag-uumpugang malalaking bato. Kasi talagang ikaw ang matitira dyan, ikaw ang kawawa dyan. First and foremost, I think we have to remember that neutrality is a choice. We need to be neutral. So how are you gonna operationalize yung pagiging neutral mo? First and foremost, stop the deployment of military assets, high-level military assets of the Americans on Philippine soil. That's one thing. Pangalawa, recalibrate what you call EDCA sites. Delikado yan. Third is yung tinatawag mong military boots on the ground. Dapat i-review mo yung BFA, review the MDT, review all of this of these military agreements and defense agreements with the United States. Then talk to China and tell China the Philippines is neutral. Even especially when you talk about the red line. We are neutral, this is our policy. And then recalibrate your foreign policy to be in the middle of everyone. Stop making this kind of statements coming from Gibo, coming from President, from Marcos Jr., and even coming from Brunner. Dapat alam nila yun. Kasi kahit pag sinabi ni Gibo, ibig sabihin, yun ang policy na siguro inuutos din ni BBM. Kasi at the end of the day, si Gibo is alter ego ni BBM. So ibig sabihin, si BBM siya in the person of Gibo kasi siya ang secretary ng defense. So may ganon. So stop all of these things. And also, one thing that you have to remember, there is a shift in the focus ng AFP right now. Ang sabi nila, hindi na daw internal defense and internal ang kanilang focus kung the external defense na. Ang tanong ko sa kanya, ano at sino ang kaaway ng Pilipinas para magkaroon ka ng focus on external defense rather than internal defense na in the Philippines, we have the NPAs still. Andyan pa yung mga NPAs, andyan pa yung mga ang longest insurgents sa Pilipinas. At yun dapat ang tutukan mo kasi yan ay nagkukos ng problema sa peace and order all across the country. Pero nilipat nila naging external defense. Ang tanong, why? Sino ba ang tinuturing na kaaway ng Pilipinas kaya magkakaroon ka ng external defense? Dalawa lang yan. It's either you consider China for that external defense or not, or external defense precisely because you're dragging the country to any kind of military conflict in the region being orchestrated by the United States. So yun. Isa yun sa mga signs kung bakit nagkaroon ng pivot to external defense. So ito yung mga bagay na dapat baguhin, ilagay sa tamang direksyon ng gobyerno at lalo na ni BBM. Kasi si BBM ang sole author at saka architect ng foreign policy. Kung pwede ko lang may advocate na, alam mo yon, cut down on all of this defense, military, how do you call that? Too much of it with the NATO allies. Kasi ang problema, hindi lang naman with the United States. Karamihan ng ginagawa ng Pilipinas is forging some kind of defense and military agreements na ang kalalabasan niyan is more on militarization of the Philippines by other countries, especially NATO allies and the United States, na hindi ko maintindihan, why do you have to focus on that when there are other things na dapat mong i-focus? I think you need to recalibrate that. Kung hindi naman kailangan, kasi at this time, to be frank, these are not deterrents. If the Philippines, the ultimate deterrence when you talk about geopolitics and when you talk about military conflict is nuclear power. When you talk about nuclear arm or nuclear military capacity, yun yung ultimate deterrent. Kaya nga countries like Iran, North Korea, they have that eh. It's precisely because that's the ultimate deterrent. But trying to have, like for example, asking United States or welcoming United States to deploy all of this military assets ng United States is not a deterrent at all. It's not even, we will not be at par with a country like China if that's what you want to. Kasi gina-justify ni Gibo na deterrent siya, pero it's not really. So ang aking suggestion dyan is reduce on this or recalibrate all of these things, focus on economy, focus on diversifying partnership, not just not too much on NATO allies, but countries in the region. Cooperation, military, defense, cooperation with the region, but not alliance. Because alliance is too tight. So yun yung mga bagay na dapat siguro isipin ng ating gobyerno. At yun ang kanilang bigyan ng focus. Hindi yung tipong,
Yes, Prof.
para na tayo 51 state of the United States sa sitwasyon natin under a BBM government. It's not good for us. In the long run, it's not good. But ang problema nga, ang lakas-lakas natin when it comes to this defense, pinapagamit natin ang Pilipinas sa Amerika. Pero when you talk about the economy, the Americans are not putting money for our economy. Actually, ang ginagawa nila, they are extorting resources from us dahil dyan sa tariff trade war at saka sa open market policy na ini-impose ni Trump. So napaka-lopsided ng sitwasyon at relationship natin with the United States. BBM, kung talagang gusto niya at mahal niya ang Pilipinas, itama mo yan, balansehin mo yan. Because that's the only way for the country to survive in the long run. 3 years pa siya sa opisina niya at 3 years pa tayong we will always be on the edge kapag ganito ang sitwasyon.
Yes, Prof.